It's time. Chapter 1121. Yeah, we already saw this Oda. And I know you're down bad. My man was actually drawing like the most wholesome thing ever, and midway he says like, nah, I'ma draw boobs instead. It's a good cover art. I don't know why there's a lot of fruit. I get that it's summertime. But I wanted to see the little cute thing of playing with the going Mary. Chapter 1121, The Upheaval of the Era. Why did everything freeze? Hold on. The stream never existed. I was stopped. Damn, this one looks so much worse now. Anyway, as I was saying, what the hell? No! As I was saying, the upheaval of the era. Which definitely seems like a post-war thing. Which makes sense. Because that's what I thought this basically was going to be. We're trying not to touch them, but the attacks are fierce. Is Bonnie trying to go into Gear 5, or is she just, like, tired? I think she wants to go back into Gear 5, because Luffy's also like, eh? I'm disappointed Viz didn't go with the title, The Ebb and Flow of the Ages. In Japanese, it's identical phrase as is Chapter 100, so them not using the title makes it lose its impact. Oh, so this is supposed to be... So they're replicating Chapter 100. Because my immediate thought is that this is like the same way that a lot of people went down during Marineford. Like a power vacuum was created, right? After Chapter 100, that was us entering the Grand Line. That is very interesting in terms of a theory point of view. Because us entering the Grand Line, that was like a whole new thing. Because I get that we're entering the final saga, right? But this is like not really us entering a new location and being a new threat. There definitely might be theories to draw out of that. We'll finish the chapter, then we can start thinking about it. Okay. Luffy's throwing a bunch of nice punches. Okay, and she did go into Gear 5. Nice. Bonnie? That's it, Bonnie. You do it. Please tell me we're going to get like a Charlot's punch. One day the memories of the Void Century will be recalled, and mark my words, that day is coming. The sinking of the world's continents was a man-made disaster brought about by weapons. Why exactly do we focus on Shirahoshi and Vivi as we talk about weapons? Because one of them is a weapon. Just putting it out there. Weapons, which by someone's design, still exist today. What is that? Is this the, is this like the Eneru garden thing? Because I don't think I've seen these gates more than like once. I think this is supposed to be like Eneru's garden. Or something. Vivi was there when we first learned about the weapons? Oh, it could also be that. I'm just looking through the crowd. If I see anyone else, but I don't think so. Is the stairway upwards? Oh. Yeah, I don't see anyone in the crowd that should probably be important. Okay. The machinations of history and fate seem to insist upon the obliteration of those last descendants of rare races. Are you a buccaneer? What makes my blood different from other people's? Atop the red line, there used to be a land of gods up there. A Lunarian? I hear the government pays 100 million for tips on your, Look! She's got 3 eyes! True. I can't help but wonder, like, why all these concepts are being, like, refreshed. Because, like, we are obviously in a transitionary period into the final saga, into the final war, right? So all of these reminders are literally reminders. It's recap. What we're reading right now is recap. So why is this recap relevant exactly now? Interesting. Land of Gods, okay. It's Nika! If there's one score to have, if there's one score I have to settle with you, it's with you. With that mimicry, a pale imitation. Get 'em! I'm very happy that there's, like, beating him up. I'm very happy right now. Your only options are slavery. Wait, hold up! I'm about to mauled. Are we actually going to see the whole scene through? Because we still don't know how Kuma got away on God Valley. History itself chose them for you. You'll pay for what you did to my daddy. And what you did to my mommy. I performed a chemical experiment on your mother. You people aren't gods. Hi, Bonnie. It's me. I'm your mommy. Mommy, rather. But gods do exist. He'll show up and save you. And so do heroes. I wish I could have lived together as a family. There were times I wanted to die if I had to be alone. But I won't. I'm going to live. Because they wanted me to be alive. That's cute. That's cute. But how the hell did Kuma get away? He ate his food and slapped everyone? We don't really know that, though. We don't. What do you mean we know? We don't. Insects! Vermin! Imagine being that mad. That's so cool. I think people are going to, like, mauled out about Bonnie doing these techniques again. But I think it's perfect. I think it's so fitting. I think it's so fitting. That is such a cool panel. If the worst should come to pass, I want you all to take care of yourselves. No matter what should happen. Wait, hold on. There's so much going on. No matter what should happen, I believe in the intelligence of mankind. Sorry, Vegapunk. I don't. I think there is a lot of evidence pointing to the fact that you probably shouldn't believe in the intelligence of mankind. I believe in science. Okay, there we agree. Oh, it's Roger died 25 years ago. I was about to mauled. Whitebeard died 2 years ago. But the fall of these legends was merely the prologue of a new era. Nika Punch! I think it's more than a Nika Punch. I think it's like a Nika Gatling. And now, bro is actually disintegrating. What is going on? Did they punch holes in Saturn? They are literally punching holes in him. I don't think they are actual, like, tangible beings. I don't. And ever since, by the way, I still haven't done like a in-depth investigation to see if they have shadows everywhere. Because if you missed this, we can actually go through this in this chapter. There was someone on Twitter who noticed that in the splash panel of all the elders, they don't have shadows. And if you remember all of my tinfoil ramblings from Thriller Bark about the fact that like so many things are lining up with Brooks Devil Fruit, his soul, the Florian Triangle, all of that, and also Robin has the circly eye, I think there is evidence to suggest that Emu might be shadow shenanigans. And now, he is quite literally disintegrating. Like, he has holes in him. I have faith in humanity's capacity for wisdom. True, true. For D&D fans, seeing people like equate wisdom to intelligence, that's intolerable. Very true. Those people who refuse to buckle under any and all suppression. He blew into pieces. That's what I mean. Like, what the hell? You know what I think it is? I think Emu has some sort of power that summons them. And I think the further they get from their summoning circles, the weaker they become. And that's why, like, because, like, I think he would regenerate right here as well. But if you do enough damage to them, they just disintegrate. I think they're literally, like, summoned beings. I don't think this is, like, them actually being hurt at all. And also, I don't know if this is supposed to be Kuma saying, "Good job, Bonnie." Is it just supposed to be a close-up on Kuma as someone says that? Or is that supposed to be Kuma? Because if it is Kuma, it might be Luffy. It might be Luffy. Okay. Look, isn't that your ship? It's the Sunny. Which, by the way, another interesting thing that I never thought about, when we entered the Grand Line, we were soaring above a mountain, right? When we entered the New World, we were at the bottom of the ocean. So now maybe we're going all the way back up. And that's why once again we're falling from the clouds. Maybe. It's a bit of a coincidence. Probably nothing. But it's interesting. Kuma's on the Elbaf ship? Yeah, but the giants are also cheering, so... Falling, dying, help! Falling, dying, help! They are the ones who are the closest to the truth, ironically enough. Then again, perhaps it was Roger who sent them there. He did. He did. I still think starting the pirate era was very deliberate. I think there was lore behind the treasure. Exactly. My treasure, why? It's right where I left it. It's yours if you can find it. I've left everything in the world there. Why does it sound so weird? Is this actually word for word the way it was in the manga? Because this sounds weird. I've left everything in the world there. That sounds weirdly phrased. Because to me, it's I left everything in one place. Could be that only the boar is the tough/durable one, since even Sanji, no, not this by the way, blocked an attack from Saturn. I bet they had shadows in their human forms. I think in their human forms, probably yeah, but I think in their monster forms, they probably don't. And that's what I mean. I think they are not devil fruit users. I think they are some sort of weird projections, perhaps imbued with the power of the devil itself or something like that. The fact that the boar literally launched himself into the water, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think they're devil fruit users. I don't. Uses the same phrase as he uses in the original scene. I don't think I've ever actually read the official translations for chapter 1. So I don't actually know if this is word for word. I've read it in the subs, I've read it in the dub, I've read it up in a bunch of different places, but I don't think I've ever actually read the official chapter 1. And of course, Rayleigh is freaking sleeping. Imagine the rest of the world. The rest of the world is going crazy over like this whole broadcast. Rayleigh said like, we'll let the new ones go. What did he say? He said like the new generation will let the younglings go after it or something like that. And bro just falls asleep. Incredible. I like the sound of what you're saying. Is the Commodore's crew back yet or what? I can't just wait around like this. Hideouts of Emperor Blackbeard, Pirate Island, full of lead. So he's still cruising around. The person who winds up with it may not be the one Joy Boy desired. Captain, you might have had too much. No, I'm not. You're drunk. Ship of Emperor Redhair. The Red Force. Okay, dumb question. Dumb question. Was I supposed to know their ship's name? Because I don't think I knew that their ship was called the Red Force. And I'm not gonna lie. Kinda cringe. The Red Force? The Red Force? Versus the Oro Jackson? The Thousand Sunny? The Going Merry? The Red Force? That might be the worst name in the history of names. Maybe not in Japanese. Maybe. Maybe in Japanese it sounds cooler. But I'm sorry, Red Force? What the hell is that? That's so boring. Red Force. Is there a Latvian dub? Not that I'm aware of. I don't think there is a Latvian dub. If there is, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna make a video about it. Because it's going to be horrible. If there exists a Latvian dub, I guarantee you, it is voiced by one dude. Like, the whole thing is voiced by one dude. Because that's how dubs happen here. Only recently, like when we have dudes and dudettes on screen, we actually have two different voice actors. Most dubs in Latvia are done by one person. Like, the whole thing is voiced by one person. It's real bad. Okay, so everyone's... This is basically what we saw with Wano, right? Like, announcing everyone, and that was basically like the whole call to arms for the One Piece. Let's go and get it. And I think this is basically reinforcing that. We weren't wrong after all, Chairman Buggy. You always found out a way to outdo our wildest imagination. Huh? We had no idea the story was this vast. Huh? There's no ceiling to your ambitions. Empty Bluffs Island. It cannot happen. We must find it first. Then who's going to save the people? Think, idiots! There is no stopping the tide. The fate of the world now rests in the hands of the one who finds it. Oh my god, this... I don't even need... Oh my god, this is so cool. The person who lays claim to the One Piece. The camera... Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna mold out. We're just gonna... Oh my god. I'm not touching the desk. I'm gonna talk from here. What I was going to ask, who is the person with the sword? And is it the same sword? I literally can't see the sword. But is it the same sword that Emu had in his room? I think it might be the same sword. Because it looks like a generic sword. It looks like a sword with like a basic handle. I'm actually gonna... That's it. Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to know the character. Hold on, let me see if it loads in. Possibly the man marked by flames. I really hope that it is, it's someone on Emu's side, because I think there's like a pattern going on here. We have like Marines, Revolutionaries, Marines, Kuzan, Sabo, and Garlic. And I think there might be like a... Could that be like a dude on Emu's forces? And could it be a thing like death become my blade once more type of vibe, you know? This is actually the most scuffed stream I've done in like 4 years. There's a reason why I had that in my title. The camera is completely black now. Okay, it's back up. I don't know how long it's gonna last. Oh my god. The moment the stream's gonna end, I'm going on Amazon. I'm sending money to Jeff Bezos personally and then buying a new capture card. Oh my god. Times for the PNG screen. I think I'm gonna become a VTuber. Like, actually. What the hell? There's definitely a theme pattern to the placement of the panels. I think so too. I think so too. I hope that it's some sort of emu like special dude, and that's why he might have kept the sword. Like, there's a reason why we heard that everyone like gave up their swords for the throne, but there was still one sword in Emu's room. And I hope that there is a dude who fights for Emu personally. And that would actually be like the Elden Ring thing of death become my blade once more. And I think that would go unfathomably hard. I would love that. Because we have Sabo and we have Kobe directly opposed. And the interesting part with that is that they're on the same side with Luffy, but they're directly opposed in the world. And then we have Emu and what's his face, Volcano Dude, who are on the same side, like on the Navy side, but they're also directly opposed in terms of their ideologies. Like, I don't think he agrees with what's going on with Emu right now, because he was mauling out. And then Kuzan and Garlic are facing off, and then we have Dragon and a mysterious dude with a sword facing off. I don't think it would be the man marked by flame, because the man marked by flame kind of seems like a... But maybe it is. Maybe it is, because I was going to say maybe it's like a throwaway character. Like, the man marked by flame doesn't seem like a pivotal character in terms of like the macro story. Obviously he is, because he has like a crucial piece of information. But I never thought that he's like a main player. But maybe he is. Maybe it's Rox's son. Assuming that's not buggy, of course. That final spread may be the best in the entire series. This spread is incredible. I can't wait to see like someone do all the colors and stuff. And can we please appreciate how unfathomably hard Kobe goes? Bro's entire body is wrapped in bandages. His head is wrapped in a bandage. He has like a bandage over his nose, a bandage on the side of his head, and he's still like... Bro is locked in. Kobe is locked in. Wait, hold on, I just noticed something else. It's also interesting. On the left side, we have two characters who are definitely on our side. And Kuzan kinda seems to be on our side as well. Garlic, probably not on our side. And on the opposite side, we have Dragon, who's on our side. And three guys who are not on our side. But maybe there's some sort of like... Maybe there's someone among us. I think I'm reading way too much into it. But man, is it a good... Is it such a cool panel? And also classic. Can we just like slow down for a second? Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think the most likely theory is that this is the man marked by flame. I think that's what makes the most sense in terms of like setting it up at the start of this arc. And this is basically like paying it off with yet another thing. Because I was about to say, can we please just take a moment to think about the fact that Oda sets up this massive builder chapter, which ends with this like proclamation that this is it. The person who claims the One Piece, game over. And then in that freaking panel, he slips in another silhouette. I think it's like a generic sword, but I don't know. Someone said that it looks like Roger's, like, what was it, Griffith? It's not Griffith, it's Griffin, I think. Griffin's sword. Yeah, and that's what I mean, because, like, the sword is so generic looking. It's like the most generic pirate, like, cutlass type thing ever. So I don't really want to look at it that much, you know? It's like a generic sword with, like a hand guard going around it. It's really, really hard to say. Griffith is from Berserk and did nothing wrong. Yeah, sure. I don't even want to know where this freaking Griffith did nothing wrong comes from. I don't even want to know how this originated. What do you think of the theory that the man who met the Gorosei was not Shanks, but the God Knight? I've heard people talk about it. About, like, the fact that there's no scar. I don't buy it. I don't. I think there are lots of theories to be drawn from the fact that Shanks met them. But I don't think it's not Shanks. I don't. But then again, because, like, I'm just thinking of, like, big picture wise, it sort of lines up with Shanks also going to warn Whitebeard about Blackbeard, right? And Whitebeard obviously died, so it could be like him putting out pointers about Blackbeard and stuff. I don't know though. I've heard it. I don't think there's much to it though, because I think like if Oda starts doing this, like people look exactly the same and they're like clones and stuff, I think it would get like very, very old very, very quickly. And I don't know if people would like a twist where there's like just an identical Shanks running around. But is the freaking Bonnie panel so cute though? But I'm going to live because they wanted me to be alive. That's so cute. And the fact that Kuma also gets the hero title. But yes, theories from this. It's very interesting that this is being set up as if the title is the same thing as it was in chapter 100, but the proclamation for this is going to get the One Piece. It has a bit of a vibe that I didn't expect, because it sort of indicates that this by the way, another thing, we still haven't seen the one big thing in Egghead. What was the one big thing in Egghead? Is it just the elders going down? I don't know. But I was expecting like a power vacuum thing to happen, but it seems like it's actually just like full steam ahead to the One Piece. So you know what this makes me wonder about again. So if it is game over when someone reaches the One Piece, what is the order of events actually going to look like? And are the Straw Hats even going to be involved in the actual war against the world government? Because if right now everyone's racing for the One Piece, that's like a whole different story. If I ignore all of my freaking camera dying things, this is definitely like one of the most hype chapters that we've had recently. 100%. There's a lot of things that like, and also, yeah, there was no robot in this chapter. You know why? I think it's gonna blow up. I think it's gonna blow up. I think that's why we don't see it. I think we're gonna end the live stream, it's gonna blow up. I think that's what makes the most sense. The thing that is very interesting to me, though, is that we are reminded of a few very crucial bits of information. Especially, like, hunting down the remaining races, right? And, like, the whole Lunarians were living atop the Red Line. Because the thing with that is that happened recently. That was Wano. But we are already being reminded of that fact, which probably indicates that it's going to be relevant very, very soon. Which, again, makes me think that we might have a Void Century flashback in Elbaf. Because that's where that would be relevant, and that would be very relevant. And potentially after the Void Century flashback, that's when all the forces band together and start to fight back against the world government. And maybe, if we're already in the kitchen, maybe this is going to be the thing that makes Luffy reconsider going for the One Piece and actually turning his sights on the immediate threat of the world government. And maybe then Buggy is gonna get the One Piece, and he's gonna become the king of the pirates. The top are the people going for the One Piece. The bottom are the people involved with Marineford 2 Electric Boogaloo. And that's what I'm sort of asking myself, right? Because my assumption was always that going after the One Piece would be like our victory lap, and that's when we would face Blackbeard. Like, at the end of all of this would be the pirate villain, and we would face the pirate villain to finish the pirate story. And before that, we have to deal with the actual government. Now, though, we have so many perspective characters, mainly Sabo and Kobe, who are in the Navy, and their main objective is taking down Emu, that maybe Oda said, you know what? I've done a lot of world building, let's take advantage of that. And we're actually going to have a Game of Thrones-esque story where there are multiple conflicts going on at the same time, and then they converge on whatever happens after. Because it is interesting that even visually, the emperors are like emphasized much more. It does seem like that is the thing that we should actually be focusing on. Maybe the final war happens at Laughtale? I think that could be interesting, and that could be interesting if the One Piece is a flag. Because then Luffy would basically be doing the Drum Kingdom thing of protecting the flag. Like, he would stand there with Joy Boy's flag. And that would be very fitting. If the war for Laughtale is literally to protect the flag, which represents freedom, which represents Joy Boy, which represents people's dreams. And Imu, the darkness that swallows the entire world, wants to destroy that. That would be very fitting. And it would also be very fitting if that's where the Oro Jackson is, with the egg. Where does Eneru fit in all of this? I don't know what Oda's cooking with Eneru. Oh, we could have a situation where the war starts, then we switch to the chase, to Laughtale, Luffy claims his rightful title, then Buggy steals the show, then we go back to the war and end it. I just can't piece together in my brain just yet how the Blackbeard conflict looks like when we have the Emu conflict. And that's what I've been thinking about ever since Oda introduced Emu. Because by all accounts, Emu was introduced so ridiculously late that it's almost like most people wouldn't do that. Like, most authors wouldn't introduce a main baddie. That was like, what, chapter 800, 900? Emu was introduced so late, which sort of makes me think that he can't be the big bad. Like, he literally just can't be. But I still don't know the order we're going to tackle these foes. I think there'll be multiple crews arriving on Laughtale almost at the same time. That would also be interesting, but basically let me lay it out like this. I think it would be interesting because that would be our God Valley. And that would also be very literally God Valley, because it would be Luffy, the sun god, fighting probably the devil of the sea, the devil of the whatever, in Emu. Right? It wouldn't be the devil of the sea because Emu was recontextualized the devil of the sea to be Davy Jones, yada yada. Right? Like, of course we're gonna meet Davy Jones. But that's what I mean. Like, Laughtale could be our God Valley, in a sense. However, I think it wouldn't be interesting if we have multiple crews arriving at Laughtale at the same time, because it sort of demystifies and devalues the entire journey to Laughtale. Because how could everyone suddenly reach it? Like, what happened? Why is everyone suddenly so capable of finding it? And I don't want that. I don't. I want Laughtale to really be like a thing where we reach it, and that is basically the victory lap. Like, we've done it. I don't want there to be like any competition almost. Because it's the era of pirates. But it was just the great era of piracy. Or golden age of piracy. Now is just a new era. Brought upon by Luffy. Yeah, I don't want a lot of people to reach it. Don't forget that the world government and Marines were the main antagonists of the story since the beginning. Yes, but it's still like think about every big story where you're sort of like spreading outward, right? The main big bad is always introduced at the start. You will have tangential forces that are introduced through them, but the main character that introduced the main force will always be the same. So I just don't think Emu can be the main bad guy because he was introduced way too late. Like, from traditional writing. Maybe Oda doesn't want to do that, which could be interesting in and of itself. Because I don't think I've read a single story where they're... Well, number one, there are not a lot of stories that are as long as One Piece. But, usually when stories introduce, like, a big bad super late, he's not actually the big bad. It's just, like, a smaller piece of a bigger puzzle. And the main big bad is the one that we've already known for a long time, even if we didn't know that it was the big bad. Maybe all the Emperors reach it simultaneously? That could be interesting. I almost kind of want there to be a... I want the Emperors to have a battle at sea. I want a massive ocean battle. This is what I freaking... Like, I said this in Water 7. I said this in Water 7 and people thought I was thinking about something like Marineford. No, Marineford was great, but what I want is Marineford on the open waters. I want hundreds of ships. Luffy's fleet, by the way. We have a fleet. Don't forget that we have a fleet. I want 2 fleets firing at each other. Just non-stop. That's what I want. Imagine, like, Devil Fruit users battling each other on the open seas. And every single time a Devil Fruit user dies, well, it doesn't die, but he's defeated, he falls into the ocean, El Bozo, GG. That's it. That'd be so cool. That's what I want. We're in a freaking pirate story. We haven't had, like, a proper sea battle. What if Blackbeard ends up killing Emu, setting him up as an overpowered who actually overthrow the dude ruling the world 800 years? That's what we talked about a couple months ago. Blackbeard now has a golden ticket into the palace because they can copy Saturn, right? That was the whole plan. They can now imitate Saturn. Well, not they. The lady, the one that can turn into people. So yes, I think there is a chance they infiltrate the palace. I mean, let's be real. Sabo infiltrated the palace. Sabo, literally just Sabo. He got to Emu. Imagine being Saturn. It's probably a lot easier. Like, let's be real here. If we saw Sabo get to there, if you're Saturn just walking around, well, not Saturn, but you're Katarina, who looks like Saturn. Just putting it out there. So yes, I think there is a very good chance that Emu is overthrown by someone like Blackbeard. I don't know, again, how that would look like in the bigger story, but it would be really, really cool. Because I still think there is a lot of potential, which, by the way, is another thing that feeds into my whole, like, the Elders don't have shadows, supposedly, right? And this whole shadow thing. If you think about Blackbeard's power, and you combine that with Moria, he is unstoppable. Remember Shadows Asgard. Think about Shadows Asgard, and what happened there. And now think about Blackbeard doing a black hole, and then Shadows Asgard. He'd literally become a god. Like, he'd be unstoppable. So I think there's definitely something there. And what's also kind of odd, we still haven't seen the, like, the third fruit stuff with Blackbeard. That's also something that I find very interesting. Because I do think he's gonna get a third fruit. I'm absolutely certain there's gonna be a third fruit. Third fruit. Big theories from this chapter. The Elders, not Devil Fruit users. The bro disintegrated. That's not how Devil Fruits work. 1,000,000%, that's not how they work. Number 2, reminding us of all the races. I believe, personally, I think we are being set up either for a massive, massive lore dump about the poneglyphs themselves, or about the Void Century. Personally. And I think all of these different races will band together with us against the world government. Because being reminded of the Lunarians specifically this fast is what has me like, ayo. Like, it was like literally an arc ago. You don't usually do that. The upheaval of the era, that is interesting, because like I said, it's like a weird mixture of Marineford and also Chapter 100. Interesting. The world's weapons, focusing on Vivi and Shirahoshi. Potentially sus, but Vivi also knows about the weapons. So, I don't know. Also interesting to see that Vivi, even while hearing about the weapons, is just like... She's locked in. She's locked in. She's like, yeah. What about it? I know about the weapons. I know about them. What about it? So, also interesting. Saturn being destroyed. Massive W as always. And that's about it. I'm happy to say that for once, my prediction about Egghead ending, I think is turning out to be right. Because they're literally about to fall on the ship, and I think that's it. Like I said, I think next chapter, that's why we didn't see the robot today. I think next chapter, everyone's gonna be gone, and Robot's gonna say, goodbye. Or rather, maybe meet again. Enjoy, boy. And then he's gonna blow up. Something like that. I think he's gonna blow up, the island's gonna go boom boom, and that's gonna be it for Egghead. And I think we might get a scene of like the 5 elders basically disintegrating. And being like, oh, Inika, something like that. What I'm very interested in, we haven't seen, what's his face? Light Boy. What's Light Boy's name? What is he doing? Kizaru, that's the one. Oh, he is, but I mean, like, he is in the chapter, but he's just sleeping. He's just sleeping. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. He's just chilling. He was doing the, he's just chilling. It doesn't count. He doesn't count. And I think of all the characters, like, he has obviously the highest chance of escape and doing things, because he can just turn to light. So I think there's a very, very decent chance that he just gets away. By the way, one thing I just want to plant in everyone's brains right now. The Ice Island and Kizaru has a penguin. Something tells me these two things are not random things that Oda threw in there. Because why did Kizaru go from riding a bike to traveling with an elephant? Why was I about to say an elephant? A penguin. I might have said elephant earlier. Why am I thinking of an elephant? A penguin. And the ice island has been named before. So it is an actual location in One Piece. Why? Who knows? But I think there might be a, yes, I mean Aokiji. Did I just, like, literally misspell not misspell, like, misspeak everyone's names? Yes, I mean Aokiji. Because he has a penguin. We haven't seen the penguin in a while. But he has a penguin. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. And, I'll hopefully be back soon. I need to get a new capture card. I'm gonna do that literally today. Because, oh my god, I think if I touch anything on the desk, the whole thing breaks. I think the cable is completely dead. So we'll do that. And then this coming week, maybe we'll get some news about the whatchamacallit, like with the One Piece Day stuff, but I don't think so. Like I said, I don't think that we're actually getting anything for the anniversary itself. I think everything's being moved to August. Other than that, that's gonna be it for today. Like I said, there's a edited version if you want to sleep to it for no reason whatsoever. If you want to sleep to all the pre-time skip One Piece arcs ranked, that is coming this week on the main channel as well. So keep an eye out for that. That said, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you back soon TM. Have a good one. Bye.